Says we're live. Hey,
Hi,
everybody.
everybody.
Welcome, welcome. First of all, let me say I'm sorry that I didn't know Susie was going to be here. Her plans have changed, so that's a
I
pleasant
just like my
surprise.
name being mentioned, so for any reason, it's cool.
She'll do anything to get her name in the description.
That's right.
Anything. So she got it in there. So, but no, we're glad she's here for sure. So, Mike, how are you doing?
Not real good. I got to
Oh
figure
my,
out what to do with all my reptiles. I just got notice today I'm getting evicted. So
oh my God, Pam, what's going on with you?
Not much. I just
All
got
right.
in. I had to order some water because I was out, so I just got that in today. And I'm working on a drawing for tomorrow night, and that's about it right now.
Okay. I'm sorry I missed you stream last night. I got the invite, but I was almost in a coma when I got it. So
I
I did
figured,
get, yeah, I got some much needed rest, but so we'll
yeah,
see.
I'm not worried about whether you show up or not right now because I know you got so much going on right now.
Well, I don't have to be back to the Ark till 4 tomorrow afternoon, so that's something there.
Wow.
But yeah. But anyway, we didn't really plan a topic. We were just going to have an open mic and see what comes up. But we since decided to talk about maintenance of a reptile room and specifically maybe a larger room and what that entails and that kind of thing, and just kind of toss it around and discuss it. And we began to discuss it before we went live. So uh, we'll start out with that. And I know a lot of you that are in the chat do have reptiles too. And I know that I can say to start us off that there are a lot of similarities between maintenance between fish and a fish room and reptile room, in that you have to maintain your you have to keep things separate. You can't expose different tanks to possibly different things. Just like with your reptiles, you can't take mites from one to the other or possible other diseases. So there's
Mhm.
that precaution, straight up front. You've got to use your precautions when you're cleaning and taking
Right.
care.
And you
So,
can't use things like bleach and
yep,
can't use things that are toxic.
right. Yeah, somebody on here was, I think it was Dragon Lair, was talking about how he used the front line for puppies on one of his carpet pythons, one of the young ones,
Oh,
and that it
no.
killed it. It killed it.
Oh,
So I'm reading, when I've been reading about using stuff like that, it says the snake has to weigh 200 grams. That's the base weight, not so much the age, the weight. So
oh, cool.
anybody got to hook up on pygmy corridors? I have some, but they're not breeding. Got a little school
Wow,
of
I
them.
haven't had pygmy cories in a long time.
Well, and these probably aren't breeding because they are old. And there's the link out there for Mike. If you can help with Mike right now while he's trying to get his disability and stuff going, the links are there to help. Everything helps. Billie Jean. I'm just looking to see kind of who's in here. Oh, I get called Bobby Boy. I like that when I get called Boy. There's BTW, Brian. So,
Oh, that's not by the way.
right.
By the way.
Susie, you have a lot of reptiles, more than I do, that's for sure. So, and you've been keeping them a lot longer. So, what are some of your practices? I mean, what do you do? Some basic things.
Honestly, some basic things is I sweep the floor. I got to get it so that I can move around in there because that's one of the hardest things. And I have a lot of bioactive enclosures. And then for the winter, my tortoises are inside. So there's a lot of Timothy hay. And every time you pull out Timothy hay, it just flies everywhere. And then I've got a
Right.
cat. A kitten comes down with me every time and bats things around. So I try to sweep the floor as best I can, right? Get that out of the way first. Um, it, as I'm spraying down their enclosure, I will turn the sprayer onto the glass like that, like as I'm going, so it gets the inside of the glass, because undoubtedly, whatever they just got into, they walk on the glass right after that. So the glass has always got, especially the crested geckos, because they like live off the glass almost.
Yeah.
And that's bad. But as I'm, that's this one right here. This is one of them. And as I'm spraying it down, I'll close the front and just like, it's like a kind of like a little trick I do as I'm watering them every day, just to help clean it, because it's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah.
But I feel very lucky with the bioactive. I only have to go through then, and if I see any little white balls like the urates, I'll pick them out. And honestly, I just pick them out and put them. I have a little baggie, and I put them in that bag, and also old lettuce. I have 2 reptiles that like the crispy lettuce, so I have to keep it in like Milo's and nobody cares which one of my bearded dragons like crispy lettuce, but a couple of them do. The other ones only want the fresh lettuce. So I take any old uneaten stuff, because I'm not throwing that out. That's going in with the chickens. So you can imagine the bags on my arms. So that goes on this side. So now as I'm going, I got the waste of that. And then I take that out to the chickens. And everybody gets like salad and water in the morning. Those who eat salad. That's it. Nobody else gets anything. And then in the afternoons or evenings, I'll do any insects that are going to be like 2 or 3 times a week. I'll do the crested geckos, like a little bit more than that, like 3 or 5 times a week, somewhere in there. There's only 1 or 2 days I miss, because I try to make sure that they're eating all their food. Pulling those disposable little solo cups out. I don't have any here. Using things like this is so helpful. Just these little tiny solo cups, because I use them for so many of my little guys. It doesn't matter. Now my Uromastics, I don't even use their dish anymore. I literally just strewn the lettuce or the greens anywhere, and there's never any left over.
Yep.
So they do a good job. So after I like remove the waste, and now I've got like icky streaks coming down the glass. Everybody's got watered lettuce, and then I take a coffee filter and do the best I can, and just a quick wipe. So it's going to smudge. It's going to be that. I'm not cleaning it. I just do that quick wipe. And then my last trip around after the insect is a little better sweep of it. I mean, that's the best system I've come up with so far, that it not only shows me, did I miss an enclosure? And the smudge on, and don't judge me, the smudge on the thing shows me, did I close all the enclosures? I could turn around. If they're all super clean, I'd be like a nervous wreck. I'd have to go in and touch every window, everything. So when I turn around, I can literally go, yes, 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 because there's 24 of them.
Wow.
Going up and down and up and down and up and down. It's all good. Then I sometimes like I go through and pull them out. Now I had a problem with Bruce, my redfoot tortoise, who I thought escaped. He didn't escape. He was just sleeping in the corner. But when I clean out this stuff like this and put it in the bag and clean it out, he was right in that corner that I couldn't reach. So it wasn't until I got a flashlight and there he is. He was just sound asleep in the corner. But that's what sparked a deep clean, so I'm very happy that happened.
Right. Yeah. Right. What about when do you check like your humidities and your temp and that kind of stuff?
Well, I have those digital readers that show me the high humidity of the day, the low humidity of the day, and what the current temperature is. So I can see that. And there, I usually have 1 or 2 on each side. So I can see the hot spot, the cool side. Then I know the variant is good. I don't have any like hot rocks or anything like that in any of my enclosures. I do have hot rocks in them, but the cord has been cut, and I use them underneath the heat lamp. So it's really heating the rock, and that's their belly heat. It's not like, that's not motivating. I have a couple of leopard geckos that have that pad, and because the pad is in there, then I put like an old metal tray from like a oven broiler
Mm-hmm.
on top of it, so that they can't get to it. The water's not getting to it, and that still gets warm. So, and I use that. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. There's a perception, and I know that I certainly thought that, and when I had a certain number, a smaller number of reptiles than I have now, that it was easier and faster to keep reptiles as far as the maintenance. But I'm
Oh,
finding
no.
that's not the case at all.
No.
I mean, if you have 2 snakes, that's a slam dunk. But when you get
Fish
up to
tanks,
20,
because I've noticed there's a couple of my tanks that I missed, and it's easy to see when I missed. That's got the magnet on them that I got to do the glass. That is, you can't miss a piece, and you got to go back and forth and back and forth. I do have helper, like my granddaughter and stuff will go back and rub them, but that. Oh, did something happen? My computer just went with all funny colors. I think it's a lot more intensive fish tanks, but there's it's a tie. Neither one of them are easy.
no, that's
I'm
true. If
trying
you
to build systems to make them easier.
right,
So when somebody says, "Oh, I don't like the automatic water changers because I like to do all the work myself," well, I'm to the point now where I'm at a place in my hobby where I would like as much automated as possible so I could enjoy my time more.
right, yeah. It kind of gets to be, well, when do you really get to? I mean, I enjoy the maintenance and
Yeah.
that stuff, but that has to be a part of appreciating them and enjoying them.
Yep.
Quit.
Pam, are you throwing stuff?
Oh
yeah,
my.
yeah. Ah, this dog, I swear.
Sounds like you've got like a spaceship or something outside your window making a noise.
I'm going to start closing down some apps in my background because something's going crazy.
On your screen?
Yeah. So if I disappear,
The
I'm pushing
aliens
a whole lot of buttons there.
the aliens at your place?
I think so. You guys don't hear any of that noise, do you?
Yeah, I hear a little bit of beeping.
Yeah, that's what it's just constantly beeping and
Oh,
blinking and
you've got
going
the
on.
alien. I thought that was outside Pam's window.
No,
Mike,
only
what
thing outside my window is snow.
Oh,
Yeah. It's actually it's spitting snow, I guess is what you call it here, just every so often a flake. But we're not supposed to get any. It's 38 degrees. So, Mike, what about you? What kind of system or routine do you have for cleaning? Can you hear me, Mike?
Oh, he's muted.
He's muted himself.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Yeah, I'm muted. Mister going off. So, pretty much, I just clean when I need to, like the snakes, clean the poop up. Days after I feed them, so
Yeah.
well, like, do you take out all their substrate and everything?
no.
What does that mean? As you clean out as you need it? I'm not sure what that means.
Got like cat litter scoop to sift it.
So I know with snakes it's different than some of my other reptiles. reliable about pooping, and it's contained, and it's just picking it up.
Yeah.
But also every now and then I go through with, I've got like I call it a trowel, like a claw. It's a gardening tool actually. And I go through and stir up the substrate with that, especially the bioactive ones, and just stir everything up. They seem to like that. I don't know if they do or not, but
How many bugs get stirred up when you do that? Oh my gosh.
yeah. Well, it depends on what it is, but springtails, they're crazy in a couple of my tanks right now. So, I mean, crazy. So,
I didn't think
some
about
of
that.
them,
It's been a long time since I stirred anything up. Maybe I should try that.
yeah. Well, and then in my corn snakes, I've got just put some new cultures of the orange or pale orange or something, copepods. So I don't want to stir that up. And they're doing well because I look at them, occasionally.
Wow. I can't wait to try that. I think
mainly-
I only have 2 enclosures that have that false bottom. Aside from that, I think I could just stir everything, just mix it all up.
Yeah.
Never tried that.
Yeah, a couple of places I don't like on the big snakes. If they have a place they like to hide, I don't move all that stuff and stir that up. I don't want to disrupt that. But everything else, I just like to stir it up and aerate stuff a little bit, And one thing that I don't enjoy doing, and I got a special product, it's called Reptile Clean or Reptile something. I got that when I got my last snake, and I used it to clean the 40-gallon that I got from Petco, the throwaway one, and it did a real good job on it. So I'm going to start using that instead of vinegar or anything else to clean the glass. It seems to work real
What was
well.
it from Petco that you got?
From Petco,
Is that what you said?
they
You
were
got
throwing
something
away
from?
yeah, the 40 breeder tank. They were throwing it away, and
Well, what do you
it said
clean it
trash
with?
on it. Something called Reptile X or Reptile something.
Hmm.
But I bought it where at the pet shop or the snake shop where I bought my last snake. They had it, and I thought I'll try this. And I've seen it since then. I hadn't noticed it before on other sites.
Yeah, okay.
It's not cheap, but a little bit of it goes a long way. It sanitizes and it's safe for them. And
I do use vinegar sometimes.
that's what I usually use. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just diluted vinegar. Yeah.
Just a little bit, because I made a mistake in my 180-gallon aquarium and didn't dilute it, and my arms got all red and purple, and I was like, "Oh man,
Oh,
that was
no.
not a good choice. Not a
Yeah.
good choice."
Yeah. Like peroxide, it can burn you. It sure can.
No, it was burning.
Yep.
It was burning, all right.
What about plants and hardscape and stuff like that? How do y'all clean that?
So my plants, as soon as they die, because they all die, I take them out and replace them with a $3.99 Home Depot special. And when I bring it into in there, just like I do my aquariums, I'll do a little dip first, make sure all the dirt's off it. I don't want their soil, I don't want their perlite, anything else on it. And I'll just take the raw stringly roots and replace wherever I had the other one, and see how long that one lasts. Because either they eat it, they trample it, or they just don't. I don't have any plants that thrive. The ribbon plant thrives.
Yeah.
The aloe
aloe-
plant I snacked on.
My aloes usually do well, but I bought like a 1999 one, a bigger one, a few weeks ago, and it just finished dying, all of it. So
Yep.
I don't know what the difference was, but my others do great. Like with my frogs, they're fine. Weird.
Maybe because you have a false bottom with your frogs, do you? Or a lot of
No, they're just sitting in a.
Where's that, Mike?
I don't think that's it, Mike. I think it says reptile on it, but I might be wrong.
Wipe out. Huh.
Is that good? Is
Yeah,
that
see?
green?
Yeah.
The stuff I got is green. That
You
might
know what
be
I
it.
wish? I wish they had a reptile cage cleaner that came in a container like this, little pop-ups. That is what somebody needs to invent. That's not expensive.
Are you using bleach on anything?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't, only because I've had too many times crested geckos and other animals get out and they just lick everything and walk on. So I don't use bleach on like anything. No, this is for puppies. These are
Yeah.
my pup. I got 3 of these stationed in every room the puppies are allowed in.
But you may know if you do, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to for everybody, because it says Clorox doesn't mean it's bleach. That is not bleach. The Clorox
What
wipes
is
are
it?
not bleach. It's a
It's
different
it's just
chemical.
candy.
Yeah, because I had a volunteer got really pissed a couple of years ago. She brought some to the shelter to wipe things down with, and I said, "Well, let me read it, because that's what I have to do is what's safe
Yeah.
for the for parvo when we use bleach." And there's no bleach in that. And I even called the
Oh
company,
my
and they
goodness,
said,
isn't
"No, it's
that
not." And I
something?
said, "Does it kill parvo?" And they said, "No." And then we had it come up, would it kill COVID? And they said, "No, it doesn't. The wipes don't. The Clorox wipes." Somebody else makes wipes, another bleach company, and it's not bleach either in that. Isn't
So
that the
I'm
weird?
going to make one that's like vinegar. Like I just got to figure out where do I get perforated cloth like this that's kind
Right.
of disposable, and then I can make my own vinegar wipes like thing. Like I got to talk to
Look,
my daughter. She just made her own, just not disposable though. She has to wash them for her baby.
huh,
So she makes her own wipes. I'm like, well, if she makes her own wipes, I mean, I did, but do I want to wash them?
right. No. What you might do is look like in the marine, the camping, the marine.
Oh yeah.
What they have their own toilet paper and paper towels and stuff. That's where I had to get some stuff when there was no toilet paper around. I'm like, I know
Okay.
where some is, but I'm not telling anybody. But it costs
Yeah,
more,
that
but it's
stuff is like so thin, right? It's so it dissolves in your hand.
yeah, yep.
That's
But yeah, the
awesome.
marine and camping, and I forget where else has it, like RV, that kind of stuff. They sell all that in those supplies, like in Walmart or anywhere.
You
So
know
you
what?
might.
Has anybody ever tried the microfiber towels?
Uh-uh. It
I
sounds
actually
good.
have hundreds of them because I make them as Mug by Q with people's logos on them and stuff in the fish room, and never thought about it. Really wouldn't be that. And now that I'm thinking about it, something sustainable. I guess it wouldn't be good practice to use this to wipe off all of them. I'd have to like use a different one for every enclosure.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to spread anything. Yeah, that wouldn't work. You wouldn't want to spread stuff from one tank to another.
Yeah. That's why I have these different scrapers all over my thing. This one's for that tank. This one's for that tank. For that tank.
Yep. That's with sponges. Wait till the cats figure out your sponges, or till the cat learns about your sponges. I keep a sponge for each tank on top for algae inside, because I have a lot of algae. And the cats, anytime they want to play and they're bored, they'll steal one of my sponges.
Great. That is great. Yeah, I would say for me, it's like an hour and a half, 2.5 hours total a day in my reptile room. Well, I shouldn't say that because that hour in the morning is also fish.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually timed how long it takes to do the maintenance on my reptiles. Just casually doing maintenance. Because like Mike says, like I just do it when I need to. I never thought about it. But when there's a new person coming in and wants to know, well, what does that mean? How do you do it? Like, how long does it take? Is there more maintenance than this? Like, I never even thought to track it because it's almost like tracking how much you spend in the hobby. Like, do we really want to track that on paper?
Right. Right.
No.
Yeah, I had to really cut down on my tank time. Like I was feeding twice a day, small amounts, but twice a day so I could see all my tanks and all my fish. And
Yeah.
then when I got to a certain number on reptiles, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I have to go to once a day on the fish.
Yeah.
Because I have, like you, I do the vegetable stuff and make sure everybody's lights on and heat's on and all that in the morning. Then
Yeah.
at nights when I do the other
Yep.
feeding.
I find that so much easier for me to track who got what, when, where, and
Yep. And a lot
now,
of
do you have your reptiles that all eat similar things close
right.
together, or are they all over? Because mine are all
Well,
over. Like, this one gets worms. This one only gets vegetables. This one only gets, like, there's no rhyme or reason to it.
yeah, I usually divide it that way too. Like one night I'll feed all crickets and super worms and stuff like that. And then another night's when, and that's Wednesday night, that's when all the smaller snakes get to eat frozen thawed mice. And then Friday night's when the bigger snakes get to eat.
They eat like once a week, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's a lot less maintenance, right?
Yeah, it is. But then you've got to, thaw the stuff. And most of them don't want it soaking wet. They don't want water splashing in their face. So, there's a little prep to it. But
I gotcha.
hey, Black Powder Aquatics.
Now, we haven't started talking about the maintenance of when this light goes out, or this lock stops working, or this hinge is now tilted. Oh my gosh, that kind of maintenance, I can't even track how much time I'm in there swapping out or rearranging lighting, or that is ongoing all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
All the time.
Yep. And I'm about to change out a bunch of my UV bulbs too. They're either about to go no good or they are no good already for a couple of weeks. So that's no good. So I'm about to do those. I'm thinking, hey, Black Powder Aquatics, welcome. But I'm thinking about trying to keep some kind of, if not an Excel sheet, just something to make it simple and that will remind me what I'm supposed to do. I'm about to that point.
In the beginning, it was so easy. And now I feel like I need a grid. Like a big grid. Maybe like a dry erase board if there's somewhere I could hang it in my reptile den. Like
Yep. Like World of Wilcox says, it's time management. That's what it's all about. It's what it comes back to.
It absolutely is. And I don't mind spending lots of time down there, but I want it to be more with my animals and less with going back and forth with buckets, cleaning, trash bags. Oh, and the trash bags are ridiculous because of all the, some have cat food or dog food. Like, it's like there's all this trash and the worms. There's a lot of trash. Never realized how much trash it was.
And you said you recycle some of that, like for the crickets and stuff?
Oh, like if the crickets die?
No, didn't you say that you like the vegetables matter and stuff that you give that to crickets?
Anything, yeah. Right out to the chickens.
Yeah.
All that stuff goes out to the chickens and they eat it. Same thing when Zoe's done her lunch. Anything she didn't want, that goes out to the chickens. They're like my, how you have the hierarchy of this is the first food, this is the second level. The chickens get it all, man.
Right.
They get it all. They like worms, they like bugs, they like food, they like vegetables, they like flowers, they like dirt. Oh my gosh.
They even eat little mice, don't they? They'll kill a mouse, I think.
Mine don't because they're silkies. They're the size of a small kitten.
Oh, okay.
Although my kitten will eat a mouse. Like, she doesn't eat it, but she doesn't just play with it anymore.
I finally found
a problem anymore.
I finally found a mouse inside my house, and I usually find one of the cats with one several times. Yep. And with the snake I have out, that black African house snake, I haven't been finding them, but I found a dead little mouse this morning. Yossi was sniffing around, and I'm like, what do you have? And it was a little dead mouse, and it wasn't dead long, so I flushed it. But, a wild field mouse. So
yeah,
I don't know if that snake's still around or if it's just had its fill or what,
I think you're going to be surprised one of these days. He's just going to come out and about. He's going to
He's
come out
going to
and say,
be, and
"Surprise!"
he's going to be about 4 times bigger than when I last saw him. Yeah, but he's definitely not died in the house anywhere. And when I had plumbers in last week, I think I already said, I started to tell them now, when you guys are under these cabinets behind these toilets and stuff, I've got a little snake loose in here. And I thought, nah, let me just leave it alone. But it turns out one of them had 2 red-tailed boas, a male and female, so it wouldn't have scared him. But I'm just going to leave it alone. And that way, if they find something, they do. And if they don't, I don't want them being sketchy, thinking a snake's under there. So.
Can you put up World of Wilcox 804 his message? Because it's so small I can't read it, but I think he's saying what he has.
Scroll back up there.
It's at 8:04 p.m.
See, I don't have a time. There's no timestamp on StreamYard.
Let me see if I can try to read it.
I see where he's talking, but I don't see what he's got. I'm seeing where he's saying good day to everybody.
It
Maybe I
says
missed it.
49 snakes.
There we
4
go.
dragons.
I found it.
Oh, good.
Soon
3
as you said it.
125-gallon aquariums. That's great. 75-gallon aquariums. 40 breeders. 2 30-gallon aquariums. And multiple hatcheries. 49 snakes and 4 dragons. What kind of dragons are you talking about? Did he put them in there? Because I got a mountain dragon, bearded dragon, water dragon. Love my dragons. Love my dragons. You might be interested in coming up and sharing some of your experience with us.
I'm thinking that World of Wilcox is one that I asked to come on and talk about reptiles. I emailed or messaged. I could be wrong. But I need to if I didn't.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating. I love to hear people's experience because I got to tell you, with the fish keeping and being such a tight-knit community, you kind of see what other people are doing, and you either you take the best of all worlds and do it this way.
Right.
I don't watch a lot of reptile things, so I'm just doing it the way that works for me. So I love to hear how other people are doing it, and it's working for them, and then I can maybe use some of that.
Yeah, but you've kept reptiles a long time. You have a lot of experience with them. And see, I'm the opposite. I've kept fish all my life. I've kept fish. And so I'm new to reptiles, like 4 years. So I watch more reptile than I do fish stuff now. That's why I'm missing in action a lot these days, because I'm, watching
Actually,
reptiles.
lately I watch more puppy stuff.
Well, there's that too.
How to Train a Puppy.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff Kane. Mark Sterlson. So many people came in after we said the hello. So, wow.
I hope
Awesome.
I didn't scare him off. Is he still in here? He might still be in here.
No. I started to say earlier, did I ask you to come on? And I think because it didn't say reptiles in the name, I said, oh, maybe I didn't. Your dragons. I'm pretty sure that I did.
Yeah, because I think we have some openings in March, April. Yeah, see if he's available.
Oh, John. Haven't spoken yet. That's for a future day. I'm joining in. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Moving
that's
rocks
perfect.
in
That's what we're talking about.
All right. Well, sometimes maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we do every Friday night, 7:30. We start out, so we keep
2
it around.
adult ball python racks. Wow. Oh, and he mentioned rearranging. It's so funny because sometimes that's my way of cleaning. I will rearrange. So
that's what I'm going to have to do.
Yep. I'm just thinking about moving all my leopard geckos so I can clear out their whole enclosure and putting them over here so I can put this and I know it's just me. It's not like I'm not happy with the way things are. It's my way of getting a nice deep clean, something fresh, and and bigger. As long as everybody keeps going upwards, it can't be hurt, right? It can't be harmful.
One of the, I forget who, I think it was New England Reptiles was talking about mites recently, because I do have to treat the mites for that Brazilian whatever boa. Anyway, some of the things I'm trying to do till I can treat it, I was watching him and it really scared me. So I've been actually using frontline spray, keeping things well ventilated, but spraying it down low on the ground and on the basis of stuff and leaving it down like 20 minutes and then coming back and just wiping it with paper towels on my hands and knees, literally, and letting it air dry there. So anything that's crawling around or gotten in a crack or something or trying to crawl up something, it should be getting it. And it hasn't bothered anything. The cats don't like it because they get frontline. So
now, when you're working with mites, can you use something like bleach and clear it down and then wipe it up so it's not bad?
It doesn't. It's not effective in killing them. You can drown them in it, but it doesn't really kill them. It's not a. I forget what it's called. A something side.
So I did hear that they drown. They drown easily because when I was doing my flightless fruit flies, if I let them go too long, that container could start growing mites or start cultivating mites.
Right.
So they all sat in about a 1/4 inch of water in one of those Home Depot black buckets. So even if they did, they couldn't get out of that bucket. They would get out of that cup and then end up drowning there.
Right. Yep.
I don't know if it actually worked, but that's what I heard, and that's what I did.
Something else I learned, and I was watching like several of the people that would know, the experts in it, like Snake Discovery, they did mention that some people like to use like a drop of Dawn, liquid detergent in like when they're water that they soak their snakes in. And, you just soak them about halfway deep. You don't submerge them so that they don't drown and that kind of thing. But somebody else I watched said the reason that you use the Dawn, and they did a demonstration, actually, I love that, where they put like a not even a drop of it on like a puddle of water, and it made the water just go flat. It wouldn't hold its tension, it wouldn't puddle up, it just went flat. And so that's what happens when you use it in the water like that, is that it breaks the hydrogen bond. That's what it was called.
Okay.
And so it's so much easier for the water to get under the scales and get where the mites are. So when you know the scientific reason somebody does something, it really helps. So
yeah,
I'll be doing that. I've already got the Dawn. I'll be doing that to him.
You should do a video on that. I find that very fascinating. But then again, I'm also a reptile nerd.
Bunny says some people use antifreeze. What are y'all talking about? Oh, it must be about mice. Oh, God. I was just clicked on that.
I know. I was like, I saw horrendous death. I'm like, ah! I think there's several conversations.
They're talking about mice, I think.
Oh.
But the worst way to catch mice, I mean, if we're going to be on that subject, the worst, most inhumane thing to do to catch a mouse is use those glue strip things.
Oh, yeah.
Those glue pads.
Can I tell you a mouse
Oh,
story?
my God. They'll scream and scream, and you can't, and you got to, like, do something to kill them, and they're all, like, stuck on the glue.
John Bag of Donuts. I had a boyfriend. His name was Roy. And somebody had my landlord had put out those pads, and my daughter heard that a mouse was crying. And
yeah, they'll cry and scream, and it's horrible. It's horrible.
Right, and he went and cut out little snowshoes out of this and put the mouse down, and the mouse ran off with these little tiny, like, I don't know if it did anything to the bottom of its feet or what, but that little mouse took off. I could not believe this grown man cut off little tiny circles all around the foot of a little baby mouse. I was like,
they do make some cute noises.
My daughter was freaking out. It's a horrible sound. It's like,
yeah, oh yeah, it's horrible. I would rather, I mean, the old-fashioned mouse traps kill them instantly, and that's a lot more humane than those dang glue things.
Yeah.
Wilcox made a WOW. Wilcox made a very good point that I didn't mention. That I did see that in the research over and over, is that the snakes will drink whatever's in the water. Most snakes almost always drink when they're in water. So you don't want to put the dawn in originally. He's saying you soak them and let them drink a lot of water.
Oh.
And then it's like giving them fresh water. They're going to drink a bunch of water. So then you put the dawn in, and won't be as prone to drink it, or it'll be very diluted because they'll have a belly full. Yeah, that's like a pro tip, I guess. I'm glad he added that.
Are you ever planning on breeding any of your snakes?
Breeding any of them? Yeah, the ball pythons when they're big enough. Yeah, and I decided too this week I'm not going to buy any more babies. I've been doing that, and I'm not sure why I started doing it, but I'm not going to buy any more baby.
Yeah, that makes you years on waiting until they're ready, right?
Well, and until you have to go through the thing of switching them over if they're on live food to the, I'm not enjoying doing that. I've got two I'm still having to, assist feed, you're supposed to say, but it's force feeding, basically. And I don't like doing that, and I'm sure they don't like it. But it keeps them alive till they do catch on. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and start getting the bigger snakes, and you pay a little bit more. But, there are nice snakes. I just got the one that costs more, but and it's an adult, but he's very handable. I always try to say that word and I can't. You can handle him. Handable. I can't say it. It's like I can't do it.
You gotta go like.
It sounds like Hannibal Lecter or whatever his name is.
Yeah. He's Hannibal. Oh, okay, Hannibal.
I don't
Okay.
want to be a party pooper, but I want to remind you that we have a 2-minute warning. We have to end the live stream early for many reasons tonight. So I'm just giving everybody. We got a 2-minute warning here.
All right. I appreciate it.
That sounded like a warning, didn't it? It's actually got the word warning in it.
No, I'm glad you told me because I've been trying to watch it, but I'd forgotten. All right. Yeah, so we got to get out of here. So thanks to everybody for showing up. And sorry we have to end early, but I have to be somewhere else is the main reason. That's important in a few minutes online. So thanks, everybody. Thanks, Pam and Susie and Mike. Awesome panel. Love y'all. And I'll see
And if anybody can send Mike a little bit of help right now, he really needs it.
Yes,
Yep.
for sure.
And Grasshopper's been posting links for him all throughout here, but even a little bit, even like $10 if you can do it, send it. I mean, he really needs some help right now, and he's always been around to help us.
That's for sure. But you'll probably see us all Sunday night on Tennessee Fish Mafia, and we've got Foxy Roxanne on there, so that'll be a great show. Yeah, she's so.
Well, don't forget, you have an amazing show right before that.
Have what?
An amazing show right before that.
Right, and that will come. Well, Susie always sends us over from her show. She's right.
Shameless plug.
Yep. Several of us moderate on Susie's stream. I think we all do that are on the panel, and Grasshopper does. So anyway, we come from there to Susie. So we'll see y'all Sunday night, and thank you all so much for showing up.
And tomorrow night on my stream.
Yes. We'll be there.
Saturday night on my Saturday night art stream.
Yep, we'll be there. And World of Wonder, I need to get in touch with you about coming on when you're ready in a few weeks. So awesome. Thanks for showing up. All right. I got to run the bathroom so I can get logged into this other thing. Bye, guys. Thank you all.
Bye, guys. Bye, everybody.
That was real professional, right?